guys into the deep end of the pool a little bit over there, because it's a great example right when you just see the formula for buying a calendar spread. Now, moving forward over here, and again, if you're at all like at odds right now, you're like, I don't get it. We're going to go through every odd and end because this is what takes so long to kind of get through. And that is, we're going to spend a lot of time looking at the value of what these options could be worth in the future without the stock moving flat. This is decaying calendar spreads. Okay, your intention on these spreads, what is it? You intend to profit by the faster decay of the near-term options time value as opposed to the slower decay of the longer-term options value. So as I kind of move forward over here and put together like a kind of a multi-dimensional decay graph over here. Like imagine here's an $8 option, right? And the $8 option's decaying, and then here is a $6 option. But if you notice the $6 option, this guy over here, it's only got about 8 weeks to live, right? So this option is about 8 weeks to live right out here. Apologize. It's this guy right here for 8. It's got about 2 months to live. This one has about what? 4 weeks to live. So what you've ultimately got is one option that's in the steeper area of its decay than the longer duration option. And again, we're going to be selling the $6 option, buying the $8 option. So again, selling the $6 option, buying the $8 option. The whole spread is done for a $2 debit. Now, if this again, option that you sold for $6, if it just expires worthless, what do you get to keep? You get to keep the $6, right? So it's gone. You got to keep $6. And you paid $2 for the spread, but then the $8 option, it's not going to be worth $8 anymore. What's it going to be worth? Well, after about a month, it becomes worth what the 1 month option is going to be worth. Like an 8-week option after 4 weeks becomes the 4-week option. So it drops from $8, right, to about $6. So you paid $2 for this spread. The spread is now worth $6. Not bad return. Again, but stock can move. And if stock starts to move, it's really going to impact the value of these options. That's the whole kicker in here. And that's really what we're going to get to. So again, just remember this example. All you're really doing in the time spread, okay, or what's known as a calendar spread, is taking advantage of the steeper decay and the shorter dated options. All right. And there's one other example that I really want to bring up with you right now that I think is very, very pertinent to, even though it's probably outside the scope of this class, I think it'll keep you guys away from harm's way. What a lot of people do is they go out and they buy these stocks, and they'll buy some stock, and I mean, I don't know, let's call it Facebook. They'll go out and buy Facebook, and they'll pay somewhere in the neighborhood, let's say $105 for Facebook, whatever it's trading at today. And don't worry, it won't be there tomorrow, right? So you go out and buy a $105 stock, and they tie up these $50,000 investments. When you buy Facebook, though, can Facebook go up or down a couple of bucks? Of course it can. I mean, Facebook could go up $10. It could easily go down $10. So you've got, if you did 1,000 shares of this thing, you got $10,000 of risk. 500 shares, okay, and it moves $10. You still have $5,000 of risk. And what so many people do is they go out and they'll buy something like Facebook for 105, and then they'll turn around and they'll sell, okay, a 108 call. Why are they selling the 108 call? Because they can collect, let's say, $3 for it. Now, you're buying the stock just to be able to sell a $3 option. It seems insane. It is insane. The calendar spread, okay, in essence, can alleviate you from having to buy the stock, and the stock can take insane amounts of risk. All you're doing is you're still selling this 108 call. but you're simultaneously buying a 108 call. And that 108 call is just going to have more what? More time. So you sell this guy for $3. You may have to buy an option out here, okay, for $4.50. And that's just reality. Like, that's why many times, like, used correctly, options put you in much less risky positions than does stock. And that's what I want you to, like, kind of resonate with you. There's no problem with buying stock. But if you just want to sell options, just use something like a time spread. Just use these calendar spreads. And again, I use the terms time spreads and calendar spreads interchangeably because they are really the same thing. You can call it a time spread because, well, it takes advantage of time, or you can call it a calendar spread, whichever does it for you. Now, okay, this is a fun question because we kind of went through this already. But what is a Jan option worth in February? It's early January, and you've bought a February 100 option trading for $8 and sold a Jan 100 call trading for $6. What will the February 100 call be worth at the end of January expiration? No, it's not a trick question. We're going to look at a few live examples, though, in here. So again, let me set this up for you kind of in context of the last example. So we've gone out there and we're buying, okay, and selling in this spread. That's the, what are we buying? We're buying a 100 call. What are we selling? We're selling a 100 call. How much are we buying it for? We're buying this little monkey, okay, for $8. What are we selling this 100 call for? For $6. Okay. What is the whole spread costing us? $2. Now, the only difference between this 100 call and this 100 call, this one has more what? Time. This one has more time. This happens to be a Feb. This one happens to be a Jan. Okay. Now, selling Jan, buying Feb. What's the Feb option worth? Okay. When Jan is gone? Well, it goes from $8 to $6. Almost everybody's getting the right answer. It goes from $8 to $6. Why? Because, again, what's a 1 month option worth in this stock? A 1 month option. Well, right now, this guy has 1 month until expiration. This guy has 2 months to expiration. But don't look at a February option as being different than a January option. The only thing that's difference between, what's the difference between a February option and a January option? A month. That's it. They're the same option, right? They're a 100 call and a 100 call. It's on the same stock. They're both calls. The only difference between a 1 month option and a 2 month option is the 2 month option, it has 2 months. The 1 month option, it only has 1 month. So what's a 2 month option worth with only 1 month to go? $6. Dun, da, da, da. It's not a trick question. The option, okay, what's the February 100 call be worth at the end of January expiration? The answer is 6. It's worth 6. Because basically what occurs is the February option, it becomes the January option. It wants to be the next month option. Nothing but time. Nothing but time. But let's look at a few live examples. And we're going to include weekly options. Because here's one of the things that I really, really want to penetrate. And if I just get this through to you today, and again, all we're trying to do is, this is a multi-part series here, obviously, when we're talking about both verticals and calendars. All I want to do today is get this to resonate with you of how options decay and how by selling one option against another option can be an effective means without having to take risk of the stock. If we get that far, we're ahead of the curve. So I'm going to bring up a live trading application now. And I'm going to go in and we're going to look at the spiders. Why am I using the spiders? Because it's a marquee product. It's easy. It's clean. It's gentle world. Okay. It's the spiders. Dun, da, da, da. What I want you to see is there's a 2-day option in here, and I'm going to mark up the screen like crazy so everybody sees this, but there's a 2-day option. There's a 9-day option. There's a 16-day option, a 23-day option. Okay. What's going to be kind of fun about this, though, is you realize that you can sell any one of these options and buy any one of these options. And these calendar spreads, okay, theoretically you could do, let me just tighten up the number of strikes here to just 6 strikes. Okay, you can look at these options, and in real time, you can figure out what an option is going to be worth a week from now. Now, let me categorically explain this and kind of get through it, all right? I'm going to freeze the screen, and I want everybody eyes on right here, this 209 call, eyes on this 209 call, okay? First, let's all agree. Are they both the 209 calls? Yes, they are both the 209 calls. We have to agree they're both in the same exact underlying, the spiders. Great. Now that we've gotten that far, you have an option out here that's trading for what? Okay. Oh, let's call it a $1.93, and an option over here that's trading for what price? Oh, I'm just putting a mid price, maybe a buck, 45 over there. If this stock does not move, and again, always start with the assumption that it does not move, because you got to be able to figure out price first based on no movement, and then we'll worry about movement, okay? What's this $1.93 option going to be worth precisely a week from now? Ooh, I know. It won't be a 16-day option anymore. It'll be a 9-day option. And if a 16-day option is worth $1.93, the 9-day option must be worth $1.45. So assuming that the market doesn't change drastically on us, we can immediately figure out what an option's worth. Now, people use like just crazy, like, calculators, and they got like, I have a Black-Scholes model. Before you use any technological, innovations in your trading, you just got to understand this. What's a 16-day option worth when there's only 9 days left? Just look at the 9-day option. What's a 16-day option worth when there's only 9 days left? Just look at the 9-day option. Now I'm going to make this even crazier for you. What's a 16-day option worth if the stock sells off exactly $1 and it's 9 days left to expiration? So think about the question that I just asked, because this one's going to take a couple of moments to get. I'm going to open up a few more strikes on the screen, and I'm going to lay this out for you a little bit better than I probably have thus far. Okay? What I want to know, is this right here is a 16-day 209 call. So the 209 call, what's the price going to be worth? The spiders are no longer going to be at 208.38. They're going to be at 207.38. They're going to be at 207.38. What's a 209 call worth when there's only going to be 9 days left? Oh, if you can answer this question, you're actually going to start to really grasp a whole lot. Give me a price. I want a price. I want the truth. And again, we're assuming the stock sells off. All right, $1. Anybody? So what's the answer? Look at the 210s. It's going to be worth, again, what the 210s are worth over here. So all I did is I wanted to know what a 16-day option was worth when there was only 9 days left. If the market sold off $1, it'll be worth about $1. I look at the 210s. Why? The 209s that you're currently looking at, if the stock sold off $1 right now, be worth what the 210s are trading for. But I wanted to know a week from now if the stock sold off. So they're worth what the 210s are? A week from now. They're worth $1. That is not an easy example. Not everybody is going to get that. And people use these like really complex option pricing calculators. Now, I grew up around options trading, and at a very early age, I got involved in this, right? So, I'm trading by the age of 22. When I was 22 years old, yes, I had a computer. It is 1998. And yeah, I had a computer, but instead of looking at the computer, I had a lot of traders tell me like, hey, kid, look up at the freaking screen. Stop looking at the computer. And I remember them saying that. They said it a lot to me too. They're like, stop looking at your computer. I go, why? Because you're not trading with your computer. Okay. You ain't trading with a screen. You're trading with other people out there. Like, look up at the screen and recognize that whatever option pricing is, it's already in front of you. What that basically meant is that you can figure out, like, if this option right now is trading for $2.90 with a 50-cent move up or down, 50-cent move in the spiders, the option would be worth with the 208 halves or the 209 halves. So you can see, what a 50-cent move is going to do to you. You can see what a dollar move is going to do to you. Anywhere the underlying moves, you can kind of get a feel for that. Okay. So again, I want this to kind of resonate with you, and I'll go through some of the logic of this again, because I'm telling you, I've talked to option traders that had a lot of experience and never thought to look this way. It's because it's not taught this way anymore. The people just assume, I'm going to use me a pricing calculator. The pricing calculator, though, by the time you start playing with that thing, it might be too late. Okay, to figure out what this 209 is worth, just look at the price of the 209 call. You want to know what it's worth a week from now? Look at the price of the 209 calls a week from now. If you want to know if the stock starts moving, what's the stock going to do? What could a stock do? Stock could go up a buck, or stock go down a buck. So what's a 209 call a week from now, right? It's exactly a week from now. We just fast forward in time. Forward in time. Look a week from now. It's going to be worth what the 208s are worth, okay? Or the 210s are worth. Now, this says up a buck or down a buck. Now, if you go out there and you have a call, the call is going to be worth what? More if the stock goes up, less if the stock goes down. So the $1.46 becomes worth $2.02 if the stock goes up. The $1.46 becomes $1 if the stock goes down. But that, again, is all 1 week from now. Okay. This is fast, it's clean, it's effective. And again, just getting to that point, you're going to be way, way ahead of the curve. So what I want you to get to see is that here's an option for about a month. It's a 30-day option. And what I love about all these weeklies, okay, and even quarterlies and so forth, you can actually see what an option for a month is trading at. In the spiders, okay, the at-the-money option. What's the at-the-money option? The at-the-money option right now is where the money is. Where's the money? 208, basically 50. There's a 208.50 strike. Let's go out about 2 months. What's 2 months? 64 days. Oh, yeah, this is just beautiful. It's working out perfectly in here. Okay, let's look at these guys. Oh, there's only a 209 strike versus these guys, the 209 strike. Okay, so now we're going to have some fun. And that is this. This is a spread. Okay, this, when I say is a spread, you could go out right now and you could do a trade whereby you sell these monkeys and you buy these monkeys. Okay, so they don't even have to be called options. Let's just call them monkeys. You sell this for about what? $280. You buy these for about $420. What are you in the spread for? Okay, well, for that, hey, if you want to get crazy, you can use the technology here. So let's sell these 209s, okay? And then let's go out further in time. Let's actually buy the 209s. The whole thing is trading for, it's $1.41. Now, if you buy this spread for $1.41, what's it going to be worth? Let's assume the stock doesn't move for a month. Let's not worry about stock movement. Stock is not going to move, and it doesn't matter that these are the spiders. Okay, I'm going to tighten up the number of strikes over here, and I'm going to let you guys figure this one out, because this is the whole question in calendar spreads. Okay, the whole question. So here we're looking at the 209s. Here we're looking at the 209s. Now I'm going to freeze the screen. What I want you to see is that we've done a spread whereby we have gone out again, and we've what? We bought the 209s. We sold the 209s. One of them is for 30 days. The other one I bought is for 64 days. The spread trades as a package. The entire spread is going to cost us, let's just call it $1.40. Okay? How ironic that it's $1.41, which was in our example earlier. Nevertheless, Here's our option for $1.41. And again, bear with me and assume that a month goes by. When a month goes by, okay, and this stock doesn't move at all. Let's just say it doesn't move at all. It's totally and completely flat, right? Exactly 1 month goes by. What happens to this option as a month goes by? What's a 209 call going to be worth? What's a 209 call going to be worth when the stock is now trading for what? 208.50. The 209 call, if you sold it, and you sold it in this case for what? About 280. You sold it for 280. This thing's going to be worth zero. Why? Because who wants the right to buy the stock at 209 when the stock's trading roughly at 208.50? So what's this 209 call going to be worth precisely a month from now? This 209 call is probably going to be worth what this 209 call is trading for right now, right? You just shift it forward from the 64-day to the 30-day. What's it going to be worth? I don't know, about 280. So you can actually go out there and buy this spread right now for $1.41. And if nothing happens in the market, spread can be worth 280. Now you're starting to figure out how decay can work for you, right? Because the option you sold goes out worthless. You just left with the 209s for a month. It's good stuff. Front month goes to zero. This thing's worth 280. Again, if we get you to that point today, we are far ahead of the curve. And we're going to do example after example after example just on this front. So we're off to the right foot. Again, in the multi-part series here, we're going to have plenty of time not to just go through and estimate what these calendar spreads are worth, but I'm also going to show you to some extent how to use some of the technology to lean on. Meaning that, we looked at a few live examples, including some weekly options here, but we're going to go through and we're going to do, again, a few more examples. And we're going to do this, of course, in our next part of our series over here. We just wanted to get your kind of appetite and feet wet for calendar spreads. These things are not that bad. Okay. And understanding them, I'm telling you, this to me is undoubtedly the most powerful spread to understand. And it's why it's one of the building block kind of essentials, because everything you do in covered calls, everything you do in trading is going to revolve around this. Once you understand it, it's going to make your life easier because you're going to be able to look at options and say, what's this option going to be worth a week from now, from 2 weeks from now, from 3 weeks from now? What if the stock goes up $1, down $1, up $3, down $5? You'll be able to figure that out. It'll make you, again, tactically a better trader. So, okay, in our next part over here, under Calendar Spread Essentials, we'll be picking it up with a few more calendar spread examples and go through some of the nuts and the bolts of the calendar spreads themselves. I want to thank everybody for joining us here for the Options 201 Vertical and Calendar Essentials, which, of course, the building blocks here of everything we're going to be doing at TheoTrade. Thanks a lot, everybody, and have a good trading day.